A letter to the president of the country from UDM leader Bantu Holomisa. The third in 2 months, claiming corruption and mismanagement at the PIC that runs government pension funds, and its investment contribute approximately 12.5% of the market capitalization of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. The PIC has been embroiled in many financial storms, including the floundering VBS Mutual Bank and Steinhoff. In this letter, Holomisa alleges that PIC CEO Dan Machila and his associates named in the communication have fleeced the PIC of billions of rands. He names a dozen companies and details their alleged involvement. The companies include some of the biggest names in corporate South Africa. CNBC Africa attempted to get a comment from the PIC with no luck. Lubabalo, CNBC Africa in Johannesburg. The United Democratic Movement President Bantu Holomisa has written an explosive letter to President Cyril Ramaphosa accusing prominent business people of being involved in corruption at the Public Investment Corporation. General Holomisa joins me now in studio for more. General, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us, what is the gist of this letter?
There have been nauseating reports in the media which are alleging that certain individuals in certain companies are looting the resources of the PIC. So the onus, therefore, is on Cyril Ramaphosa, who had declared publicly that he is now one of the few presidents of the ANC who is going to bet on a wicket of anti-corruption. Hence, he said, Tumamina. So we are sending him to say there have been nauseating reports carried by the media to the effect that the PIC funds are being looted. And I just did a little bit of research, put dots together, and compiled the report and produced that report you read through the letter which I've referred it to him. So in a way, one would say I'm strengthening his hand and also welcoming him in the club of betting on a wicket of anti-corruption, because I've been doing this from time immemorial, as far back as 1986-87. So the PIC, the VBS, all those things, people are listening to you guys on TV and radio, but you don't hear a word, a memo from the government. What's going on?
General, is there evidence on this? I'm sure you know by now that this is my favorite question.
The evidence, you have read about it, that, for instance, PIC funded VPS. The monies of the municipalities were deposited into VPS Bank without even a treasury authority. And you have seen what I've written. That there's a company called Harith, which was established by the PIC, but it ended up being taken over by the people who worked within the PIC, and the former chairperson of the PIC, Jabum Leggett, in his capacity then as Deputy Minister of Finance. And they have now established strings of companies. But the common denominator along those companies is that their source of funding is PIC. So what evidence do you want to see?
What's the alternative if you don't get your way with the president?
The voters must decide next year whether indeed ANC is a party which can take us out of this quagmire.
The future of the PIC, looking at it?
Future of the PIC, you need to remove the CEO because he has done a lot of mess there, you will see it. And secondly, you need to remove that board at PIC. Start from afresh, make sure that the workers, civil servants are represented, the soldiers are represented, the teacher fraternity and nurses, if at least those 4 categories can be represented in the board, I would be happy, rather than allowing the people who have never even been civil servants to run that fund, let alone allocating a loan to somebody who wants to run a business who has been a civil servant or a soldier before, but is being siphoned by some rogue elements or cockroaches.
General, these are your views?
Yes, that's Holomisa's views.